guys, what is up? So this week we're talking about sea shipping and some of the lingo associated with it. So less than a container load, or LCL, or full container loads, FCL. These terms are a little bit misleading, but let's just break it down really quickly for you. So less than a container load, it doesn't mean that the container is half empty. It just means that your portion of it is less than a container. So it actually means that it's going to be commingled with other people's shipments. So there might be 2 or 3 or 4 people's shipments in one container. Full container loads doesn't actually necessarily mean that it is full either. All this means is that you've actually purchased the space in the container for this shipment. So there's only one person's goods in this container. The benefits of doing LCL is the fact that you can ship a smaller amount of freight. When I say buying a container, I mean just the space in it when you're shipping. If you're not shipping enough stuff, it can be quite expensive. So with LCL, even though per kilo of weight, it is more expensive, but it means you can ship a smaller amount. If you've got one pallet, it's going to be viable to ship via LCL. When small parcel is going to be too expensive, and a whole container is going to be too expensive, you can do LCL. So less than a container load, this type of transport is charged on size and weight, depending on what you're shipping. And full containers are not charged on size and weight. It's purely on a per container basis. They do have a weight ceiling that you need to account for. If it's super heavy, you may have to pay additional fees. But on the whole, most people aren't going to reach that. So once we get up around that 15 cubic meters, that's when we're going to start looking at a full container load for a 20-footer. As it's just going to be more economical. If you look at the cost, the LCL cost, and you actually filled up a container, it would be more expensive than buying a full container for your personal use. Okay, so what are some of the pros and cons of shipping LCL and FCL? So with less than a container load, obviously you can ship less stuff and still make it economical. That's a fantastic pro. Also, you've got more flexibility of the shipping options. There's going to be pretty much a container going to wherever you want. Also, although the downside of this is that there's more handling involved. So every time the container goes from port to port, it may be pulled out. The contents of each container might be pulled out, handled, repacked into another one. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it just takes a little bit more time, a few more days than FCL, and also increased risk of damage to your products. So with a full container, the benefit is that it's a little bit quicker. Per kilo, it's cheaper. But the downside, obviously, is you need to have that amount of cargo to go in there. So in summary, guys, basically FCL and LCL are both great options. Depends on what you want to do. LCL obviously more economical for smaller orders. FCL more economical for those larger orders. For me personally, when I'm doing all my drop shipping stuff, it's all LCL. It's obviously much cheaper than small parcel delivery, and the benefit is for me, drop shipping, I can have smaller orders turning up more frequently. So this, if you're being charged warehouse fees or something like that, it really keeps your storage fees down, as you can just have stock continually turning up, and it doesn't really slog you with your storage fees.